Welcome to the Indie Book Awards 2026. The awards celebrate the best Australian writing of the past year, as chosen by the true champions of Australian books and storytelling, independent booksellers. Every day across Australia, indie booksellers' trusted recommendations guide readers. The awards showcase the titles that booksellers have returned to and recommended again and again, because they know these are books readers will love. The awards shortlisted titles are their favourite books of the year and highlight the depth, creativity and diversity in Australian publishing. This year's category winners will soon be announced by some of our incredible booksellers. And thanks to our sponsors, the winners will share in over $7,000 in prize money. Now I'll hand over to our booksellers to reveal the winning titles of this year's Indie Book Awards. Fiction category, sponsored by Allen and Unwin.
Hi, my name is Liz Long, and on behalf of all of the team here at Edgar's Books and News, I'm delighted to be presenting the Indie Book Award for Fiction. Congratulations to all the shortlisted authors and publishers, and thanks to Allen and Unwin, sponsor of this award. The 4 shortlisted titles for this year are
Tenderfoot by Tony Jordan, published by Hachette Australia. Wild Dark Shore by Charlotte McConaghy, published by Penguin Australia. 100 Years of Betty by Deborah Oswald, published by Allen and Unwin. Mad Mabel by Sally Hepworth, published by Macmillan Australia.
And the Indie Book Award for Fiction goes to Wild Dark Shore by Charlotte McConaghy, published by Penguin Australia. Congratulations, Charlotte, on a fabulous book.
Hello! Wow, thank you so much. This is so wonderful. I have been astounded to see the way that over the last year since Wild Dark Shore has come out, independent booksellers have been pushing it so lovingly and enthusiastically into the hands of readers who'd never heard of it before. And so I want to take this moment to express my profound gratitude for that and for all that you do. You are a fundamental, crucial part of our arts industry, of our cultural identities, of the way we connect to ideas and stories and to each other. So it is deeply humbling for me to win this award, and thank you so much.
Non-fiction category, sponsored by Melbourne University Publishing.
Hi, I'm Peter from the Lane Bookshop in Claremont, WA. It's my very great honour today to present the Indie Book Award for Non-Fiction. Congratulations to all those shortlisted authors and their publishers, and a special thanks to Melbourne University Press for sponsoring this award. And the 4 shortlisted titles are
Memorial Days by Geraldine Brooks, published by Hachette Australia. The Mushroom Tapes by Helen Garner, Chloe Hooper and Sarah Krasnerstein, published by Text Publishing. Always Home, Always Homesick by Hannah Kent, published by Picador Australia. A Bunker in Kiev by John Lyons, published by ABC Books, HarperCollins Australia.
The Indie Book Award for Non-Fiction goes to Hannah Kent's Always Home, Always Homesick, published by Picador Australia. Congratulations, Hannah, and all those involved in publishing this beautiful book.
Hello everyone, this is Hannah. Thank you so much for voting Always Home, Always Homesick as the winner of this year's Indie Book Award for Non-Fiction. I am so delighted and so surprised and very grateful, not least because I'm already so grateful to you all as this country's incredible independent booksellers. Thank you for everything that you do for literature and for Australian writers and readers. Thank you to everyone at Picador and Pan Macmillan. Thank you to Pippa Masson for your faith in this memoir side quest of mine. Thank you to my beautiful family here in Australia. Och jag vill komma och framföra kajrum thökum till fjölskylda minnar av Islandi. Tack för allt. And heartfelt thanks to my beautiful family in Iceland also. Thank you all so much.
Debut Fiction category, sponsored by Pan Macmillan Australia.
Hi, I'm Lisa from Paper Chain Bookstore in Canberra, and I'm delighted to be presenting the Indie Book Award for Debut Fiction. A huge congratulations to the shortlisted authors and their publishers, and a special thank you to Pan Macmillan Australia, the sponsor for this award. The 4 shortlisted titles are
The Butterfly Women by Madeline Cleary, published by Affirm Press. Daughters of Batavia by Stephanie Coens, published by HarperCollins Australia. Melaleuca by Angie Faye Martin, published by HQ Fiction. When Sleeping Women Wake by Emma Pei Yin, published by Hachette Australia.
and the Indie Book Award for Debut Fiction goes to When Sleeping Women Wake by Emma Pei Yin, published by Hachette Australia. Congratulations.
Hi everyone, this is incredibly surreal and okay, so breathe. Winning the Indies. This one is especially meaningful to me because I used to be a bookseller, so I know the care that goes into recommending a book and placing it into a reader's hands, and I know how that alone can make such a difference to an author's career, especially me, a baby author. You know, indie booksellers shape the literary life of a country, so it means a lot when Sleeping Women Wake travelled into the world through you. You know, my novel, it grew from a desire to listen to the quieter parts of history, the stories carried within families, often by women, that do not always appear in official records or historical archives. Writing this novel was my way, I suppose, of acknowledging those lives and the strength that often exists quietly within them. So I do want to thank a few people. Oh my gosh, this is like way better than winning the Oscars. I want to thank my publisher, Rebecca Saunders at Hachette, who championed this book from the very beginning. Her belief in stories about complex, resilient, strong women gave this novel the space it needed to exist. And then my agent, Laurie, from the moment we connected, I knew there was never going to be anyone else. It was love at first sight. So thank you for seeing the book so clearly and standing beside it from the very start. Also to my wonderful publicist, Emily at Hachette, my original tour buddy and tireless cheerleader along the way. Emily also has a beautiful book out called Life Drawing, published by UQP, so please do check that out as well. And finally, to the booksellers, oh my gosh, like Rowan, Manuela, Sarah, Karen, Fergus, Tayana, you are all amazing. And to also the readers that have spent time, especially with Mingju and Tiang and BU, it means more than you might realize. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Illustrated Non-Fiction category, sponsored by Thames and Hudson Australia.
I'm Meera Govil from Eltham Bookshop. I'm very pleased to present the Indie Book Awards for non-illustrated non-fiction. Thanks to all the efforts put in by Thames and Hudson for sponsoring this award, and congratulations to all the shortlisted authors and illustrators. The shortlist for 2025 is
The ADHD Brain Buddy by Matilda Bosley, published by Penguin Australia. Planting for Native Birds, Bees and Butterflies by Jacqueline Krupe, published by Murdoch Books. Wild by Design by Tim Pilgrim, published by Murdoch Books. Tai by Nat Tai Pun, published by Hardy Grant Books.
And the winner is Wild by Design by Tim Pilgrim.
I just want to say a massive thanks to the Indie Book Awards and to all of the independent bookstores out there that have supported and championed Wild by Design. It's massive to me. I don't think I've had an award for anything really in my life, so it means a lot. When my family and I get to a new town or a new suburb or just a new place, first thing we do is check out the local bookstore. So yeah, we're big supporters of them, and it's so nice to know that the love's coming back. I just want to thank Murdoch Publishing as well, and the big team there that helped make sense of my ramblings, and as a new writer, finding my feet and being really patient with me. And of course I want to thank you all who have bought a copy of Wild by Design. The outpouring of support's been huge, and last but not least, I would love to thank my family who, the only reason I wrote this book in the first place is because of the support they give me. So thanks everyone, and congratulations to the rest of the winners. Cheers.
Children's category, sponsored by Hachette Australia.
Hi, I'm Peter from the Bookhour Bookshop in Canberra. I'm pleased to present the Indie Book Awards for Children's. Congratulations to all the shortlisted authors and publishers, and many thanks to Hachette Australia, the sponsors of this award. The 4 shortlisted titles are
There's a Prawn in Parliament House, The Kid's Guide to Australia's Amazing Democracy by Annabelle Crabb, illustrated by First Dog on the Moon, published by Allen and Unwin Children's. Harry and Gran Bake a Cake by Fiona McIntosh, illustrated by Sarah Acton, published by Puffin. Silverborn, The Mystery of Morrigan Crow by Jessica Townsend, published by Lothian Children's Books.
And the Indie Book Award for Children's goes to Silverborn, The Mystery of Morrigan Crow by Jessica Townsend, published by Lothian Children's Books. Congratulations.
Hello, it's me, Jess. Thank you so much for this award. It is such a huge honour. I'm honestly blown away. My flabbers are gasted. We are 4 books and 9 years into this series, and I still just feel so much love and support for these books from indie booksellers all over Australia who keep putting these books and these characters into little pairs of hands all over the country, and I'm very, very thankful for that. Not just my books, Australian children's books I think are better than ever, and children's books in general, in my opinion, are more important than ever. And I mean, not to be naff about it, but I do think it is such a genuinely loving and generous act to share a book that you love with a child and invite them into a world that delights you. So thank you for continuing to do that. I also want to thank and give full credit to the incredible team at Hachette, who are just so hardworking. They put so much love and skill and passion into bringing these books into the world, and I could not be more thankful to the whole team, led by, of course, the great Louise Stark, who has been a passionate advocate for Nevermore from the beginning, and my publisher, Jean Marie Morrison, the greatest publisher and the best champion for these books that a gal could ask for. Thank you to everyone at Hachette. amazing team. Yeah, I don't really know how to wrap this up. Didn't even know how to start it, let's be real. But yeah, I'm just so thrilled. We're nearly halfway through this series, and just to still feel so much love and support from readers all over the country is incredible. And I know that so much of that is just due to booksellers being booksellers and sharing the things that they love. And I'm so thankful for it and for this award.
Young Adult category, sponsored by Penguin Random House.
Hi everyone, we are Wendy and Rose from Bookish. We're talking to you from Bendigo to present the Indie Book Award for the Young Adult category.
Congratulations to all the shortlisted authors and publishers. It was such a strong field this year. And big thanks to Penguin Random House, sponsor of this award. The 4 shortlisted titles are
The Fall in the Wire by Robbie Coburn, published by Lothian Children's Books. Eleanor Jones is Playing with Fire by Amy Doak, published by Penguin Australia. Drift by Pip Harry, published by Lothian Children's Books. Wandering Wild by Lynette Noni, published by Penguin Australia.
And the Indie Book Award for Young Adult goes to Eleanor Jones is Playing with Fire by Amy Doak, published by Penguin Australia. Congratulations, Amy!
Hi, my name's Amy Doak. Thank you so very much. I'm absolutely over the moon and in a bit of shock to have won the Young Adult category in this year's Indie Book Awards. It is an absolute honour to have Eleanor Jones is Playing with Fire acknowledged by Australia's independent booksellers. They are an incredible group of people who are brilliant champions at Aussie books and Aussie authors, and so great at making sure that each book and its author finds a home with the perfect reader. They're on the front line with both passionate and reluctant readers alike, and so out of so many amazing titles to be chosen means more than you could possibly know. Eleanor Jones wouldn't be here without the incredible team at Penguin Random House, and in particular my amazing editor Mary Verney, who we can credit for helping discover and introduce to the world a character who's well and truly changed my life for the better. So thank you again for this wonderful award, and thank you for recognising and acknowledging my work. I truly appreciate it.
Congratulations to the authors and publishers of this year's category winning titles. Now it's time to reveal the 2026 Indie Book of the Year. To announce this year's winner, Karen Marie Griffiths, Sales Director at HarperCollins Publishers, our generous Book of the Year sponsor.
HarperCollins Publishers is proud to sponsor the Indie Book Awards Book of the Year, and thank you to all of our incredible independents in the country. Congratulations to all the category-winning authors and publishers. From these great titles, the overall Book of the Year is voted on by the independent booksellers across the country. To remind you, the 6 category winners were
Wild Dark Shore by Charlotte McConaghy, published by Penguin Australia. Always Home, Always Homesick by Hannah Kent, published by Picador Australia. When Sleeping Women Wake by Emma Pei Yin, published by Hachette Australia. Wild by Design by Tim Pilgrim, published by Murdoch Books. Silverborn, The Mystery of Morrigan Crow by Jessica Townsend, published by Lothian Children's Books. Eleanor Jones is Playing with Fire by Amy Doak, published by Penguin Australia.
And the 2026 Indie Book of the Year goes to Wild Dark Shore by Charlotte McConaghy, published by Penguin Australia. Congratulations, Charlotte and Penguin, and thanks to everybody.
Congratulations, Charlotte. Wild Dark Shore is a well-deserved book of the year. Described by our judges as transportive, vivid and immersive, and a beautifully atmospheric and emotionally layered read that completely pulls you into its rugged, windswept setting. One judge concluded their thoughts with, "A truly remarkable novel takes something from the reader and it nestles inside of them in return, and Wild Dark Shore has done this for me." Congratulations again to Charlotte McGonigal and publisher Penguin Australia. Thank you for joining us for this year's Indie Book Awards. Congratulations once again to all the shortlisted and winning authors and publishers, and a huge thank you to our sponsors, participating bookstores, our dedicated judging panel, and thanks to you, Australian readers, for your continued support of Australian independent bookstores. Thank you.